So I didn't think I'd be doing a third video today, but then PJ Tucker got traded to the Bucks, and there was also some draft pick swap gymnastics going on. Basically, the Bucks are going to get the Rockets' second rounder this year, which is effectively still a first. The Rockets will get the Bucks first, which is a little better than the pick they were going to have otherwise. And the Rockets also now have the Bucks 2023 first. Before they had the 2022 first, but now that's going back to the Bucks. And I guess for Houston's sake, they just like the idea of having the 2023 pick more than the 2022 pick. And for the Bucks' sake, they still get a pick this year. It's just going to be like a few spots later. And for it, they get PJ Tucker. And there's something to say about DJ Augustine and if it matters if they're able to quote-unquote replace him on Milwaukee and stuff. But to talk about PJ Tucker with the Bucks, the fit is pretty obvious, right? On offense, you plant him in the corner. Maybe he won't stand in the corner as much as he did with Houston, but he's going to be standing on the three-point line. And then on defense, he's another guy. Another guy who you're really going to need against the Nets, the Sixers, the Heat. I would like to say my Celtics, but we'll have to see how the season goes. And they'll have to hope he's better than Torrey Craig because Torrey Craig's going to Phoenix somehow. I mean, I don't think PJ Tucker's going to be starting. I think the idea would be, well, maybe he could be starting if eventually they think Drew, Middleton, Tucker, Giannis, Lopez is better than DiVincenzo out there. There is also the idea of if you're going to play Giannis at center, which I don't think they want to do all the time, but it is an option, that you can then have Tucker as another wing player out there. And you would hope that he can be a really good defender for you. And you can have possessions where he's on Tobias or on just random wing players on good teams in the Eastern Conference. I mean, a lot of the things I said about Trevor Ariza earlier with Miami can kind of say the same things about PJ Tucker. Like, if he's still got it and you can put him at the 4 or the 3, and he can be on a Tatum, Jalen, Jimmy, Tobias, Simmons, Harden, Kyrie, KD, whoever, and he can just give you some good defensive possessions, and on the other end, he can just make some threes. And I mean, teams are going to dare him to make a few, but if he can make them pay, then cool. That's nice. And if I can think about the defensive versatility, I mean, if you need someone who's a little faster out there, you can go with DiVincenzo. But if you need a little bit more size to defend a wing player, then you go with Tucker. So the idea could be some Giannis, Middleton, Drew, Tucker, Lopez lineups. Yeah, Brook Lopez in the playoffs. Teams go at him a little more. Is he going to step up on the perimeter? I get that. But there is potential for that lineup to be really, really tough to score on. I mentioned the Giannis at center lineup and how Tucker could slot into that. I think there's also a chance of some like Bobby Portis and Giannis thing. And then Tucker, Middleton, Drew. So there's just a lot of versatility now. There's a lot of different lineup choices that the Bucks can make. I mean, throughout all the things I was just naming, there's still DiVincenzo. Now, the Bucks also got Roddy Karooks. We'll see. I don't know. The guy's barely played since that 1 year with the Nets. If we can look at who the Bucks are sending out, it's DJ Augustine and it's DJ Wilson. I do think the Bucks gave themselves a bit of a break money-wise here, because DJ Augustine's contract kind of bad, given that he wasn't that good for him. I mean, he was a body at backup point guard, but they would have had to pay him next season. They don't have to do that with PJ Tucker. Is there a chance that they are going to feel the loss of their backup ball handler? Probably not. I feel like DiVincenzo can handle some ball handling duties. Middleton or Giannis will usually be out there at all times. And you got Drew. So I don't think the loss of Augustine is really going to be that much of a problem. In the case of DJ Wilson to the Rockets, maybe he could do something. I mean, DJ has had some moments for the Bucks. I just think they haven't needed him. I mean, this is a team that had pretty much no time at all to let a young guy figure it out, especially a young big guy where it's usually a little longer. I mean, they've given DiVincenzo some leeway, but DiVincenzo's also just been better. So maybe in Houston, DJ Wilson will do something. I don't know. If I can get back to PJ Tucker, and I take a look at his playoff stats. So last year, 12 games, having to play a lot of center. Shot 37% on 6 threes a game. If we go to 2019, it was 45% on 5 a game. If the Bucks could get anything close to 40% from 3 from Tucker, I think they're going to be pretty happy with this move. Do I think it's like a huge needle mover for them? Not really, just because I still think they need more ball handling. Like, I still feel like they're feeling the loss of Brogdon. Not in the regular season so much, but in the playoffs when teams just get used to defending them. And then suddenly it's like, oh, we could really use one more guy with some pop. And, well, I mean, PJ Tucker will take some catch and shoots, but that's about it. So for me, I think DiVincenzo is still more important to this team than PJ Tucker. I mean, I don't fault them for getting Tucker because, I mean, why not? But I think the potential of DiVincenzo is better than the guarantee of Tucker. Unless DiVincenzo just sucks. But he has been coming along a bit lately. And not just as a shooter, he's up and down. But his passing and rebounding have been good and that sort of thing. There's also a chance Bobby Portis is that guy. His season, at least from a pure number standpoint, has been kind of cool for the Bucks. So the way that I look at this is it gives him another option. And having options is nice in the playoffs.